I'm here with Felicia Spencer. The thing I've noticed the most about you on these embedded shows is just how affable you are, how comfortable you are in this situation. Is that just you? Is that how you are all the time? You're just being yourself in front of the cameras?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always kind of laid back and just like taking it all in, I guess. I feel like in the past I might have been like if cameras were around, I wouldn't have been able to be myself. Um, but just with the people I have around me and just how I've grown into the position I'm in, I do feel comfortable, sort of in the spotlight now.
You're one of the few fighters that's been training and fighting at 145 for pretty much your entire career. Does that mean you've been watching Cris Cyborg come up and had kind of your eye on her for upwards of a decade?
Absolutely. I've definitely known about her, and when all of her fights before Invicta, during Invicta, after Invicta. So definitely someone that I've known about for a long time, and have been wanting to hopefully match up with for a long time.
One other thing I saw was you with Frankie Edgar at the airport. You wanted to get a picture with him, but you were a little bit worried about approaching him. He came and asked you for a picture. That must have been pretty cool, although I'm sure we saw kind of the aftermath of that.
Yeah, I kind of found out how that came to be, but I never like to bother people, and for me, I was like, well, you gotta, I have a picture of me with. He's above me on the poster, so I'm like, that's good enough for me. But it was really cool to have him do that. It was like a moment I was like, oh, kind of starstruck, and it was pretty cool. It was awesome for him to do that.
That must be pretty surreal. You're on the same poster as Frankie Edgar and Max Holloway and Cyborg, all these people you looked up to, and you're really into the sport. This has happened really fast for you, and it must be just quite the whirlwind.
It's kind of mind blowing that I get to share a poster with three legends, and it's. I'm not taking it for granted. I am very humbled by it, but I feel like I'm in the right position right now.
Have you had a chance to meet Max yet?
I have not. My fiance and I did see his son, Rush, walk by. I think he got a picture with Rush. So I think I saw a glimpse of him at the open workout, possibly. So.
Cyborg has had a lot of trouble finding opponents, and she's been really lobbying to have 145ers come to the UFC. How did you get the call to come to the UFC? They haven't been hiring really any 145ers outside of yourself and Megan Anderson.
It was all through. I mean, I definitely owe everything to Shannon Knapp at Invicta for not just allowing it, but asking me if I was ready for the moment, and said absolutely. Cyborg's been trying to build the division for a long time, and that's kind of my goal also that I've had is to show that 45ers are here and talented, and maybe encourage others to know that there is a future in it. I feel like if you're in 45 or above weight class, it's like, why even bother, because there's no future in it. But I'm here to try to change that, and I feel like a lot of our goals, Cyborg and Megan and myself, we kind of like have to step on each other to have the same goal, that we're trying to build the division. So we have to fight to do that. And if I wasn't fighting the people in front of me, I'd be rooting for them to have, whatever's best for the division happen in a fight. So it's kind of always the mindset I have when I'm watching featherweights fight is like, what's going to be better for this division? Who should win for the division? So similar kind of goals there.
Cyborg posted on the Cyborg Nation her video blog. Cyborg has a run-in with Felicia Spencer at the hotel. It ended up having this kind of womp-womp music because it was just you guys shaking hands at like the water table. What was it like seeing her face-to-face?
I was excited to, just to interact with her kind of in person for the first time. And it was kind of funny, the headlines. It's so funny. I was like, a run-in? When did that happen? Like, no, I just wanted to get coffee after her, and I kind of like walked up near her and said it was nice to meet a legend in person, and shook her hand. She's very soft, manicured hands. Strong still, but soft. So, no, it was really cool. It was just a very quick moment, but it was cool, yeah.
We'll make our headline, Felicia Spencer calls Cyborg soft, after that comment.
I'm sure. I'm sure that's going to happen.
With Cyborg, I've met her in person. Watching her on TV is a different thing than seeing her in person. When you see her in person, she's just like a regular-sized human being. Is that kind of interesting to see somebody that's so larger than life when you see her in the cage in person?
Yeah, and people kind of say similar things about me, like more about my demeanor than my look, that I'm just so nice and this and that, but then when I get in the cage, I'm, a different animal. So I feel like that's similar. But for me, looking at Cyborg in the cage, I've never seen her, especially over the last at least 5 years. I've never looked at her and been like, oh my goodness, she's so, you know, larger than life. To me, she is just a phenomenal athlete, and that shows, in her physique and everything. But other than that, we're the same size, so it's not like that crazy to me.
If I wrap up this interview by saying bye, Felicia, will you be offended?
Not at all.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye.